Thank you very much. Sir, this is a discussion that is on an extremely important issue that concerns the life and death of our peoples. Recently, nationwide, my party had organized a protest action in which lakhs and lakhs of people participated. That only shows the manner in which people are concerned about the relentless rise in the prices of all essential commodities. And the status of that, sir, according to the answers given in this very House and in the Parliament by the various ministers, if you just look at the situation of what is the state, the overall retail inflation is on a 22-month high at 5.77%. Official figures given here. The food inflation is close to 8%. The media is reporting that food is on fire. That is the headlines. Potatoes have gone up by nearly 65%, pulses by 27%, vegetables by 17%. This is the relentless burden that is being imposed on our people today through this price rise. Honorable members from the ruling benches have labored to try and show that this is also a responsibility of the state governments and they should crack down on hoarders and black marketing, etc. Very true. I'm not disputing that. That needs to be done. But look at the responsibility of the central government. Look at the responsibility of the central government in doing this, in all this that is happening, because what is the price of your dal, sir, today? It has gone up between 2014 and 2016. Your gram dal has gone up double, more than double, 100.65% increase. Arhar dal has gone up by 100.26% increase. Your urad dal has gone up by 99.34% increase. Now, this is the state of affairs as far as the poor, vast majority of our people are concerned. And this is not only due to black marketing, which needs to be curbed. No doubt about it, state governments have a role. But that is not the only reason. Why? Why do I say that? Look at the various decisions taken by the central government, sir. Fuel. All of us know. Hike in fuel charges increases the rate of inflation in an overall manner, and there's a spiral, inflationary spiral that's set in motion when fuel prices go up because of transportation costs. When this government took office, the international price of crude was $106 per barrel. It came down to $26 per barrel in January 2016. It is now slightly going up. It's around $40 per barrel now in July. But what has been? The fall has been to the tune of 106 to 26. But in this period, what has been the price of diesel, sir? It is 54 rupees 30 paise. When the refinery delivery cost to the petrol pumps is only 25 rupees 10 paise per liter. That is more than double the cost that is there at the refinery is being charged from the public. Petrol, 62 rupees 56 paise per liter in Delhi, I'm talking. What is the refinery cost at delivery? 22 rupees 94 paise. 40 rupees more than what is the refinery cost is being charged. Why? Because this government, since it has hiked the excise duty on petrol and diesel 9 times. 9 times. As a result, that your people are paying 40 rupees more per liter for petrol, they are paying nearly 35 rupees more per liter for diesel, and this is causing an overall rate of inflation all across the country, and that is purely a central government's responsibility. It's not of any one state. And this is, the government is reaping in its own revenue at the expense of the people. This is one instance, fuel charges. Now look at the hikes in the cess that the government has introduced in the last 2 years. What are the new cesses? I mean, it's a long list that has come out. I'm reading out for you, for your information, for the August House's information. The new cesses that have been imposed. Service tax has been up in the 2015-16 budget from 12.36% to 14%. Your Swachh Bharat tax, cess, of 0.5%. Your Krishi Kalyan cess of 0.5%. Your infrastructure cess on the vehicles from 1 to 4%, depending on the type of the vehicle. Your clean environment cess, it was earlier called the clean energy cess. This has been doubled. Your oil development cess, it used to be 4,500 rupees per ton, has now been increased to 20% ad valorem. You've just seen, ad valorem means including the taxes, what is the price? On that, they have made it 20% is the oil developments. Your secondary and higher education cess, that has been recovered, according to, till 2015, is 64,000 crores. Not one paisa has been spent. All of that has gone into the governmental revenue. All these cesses put together, sir, all these cesses put together, if you look at the road cess and all this that were there earlier, these are the extra burden on the people that's leading up to rise in prices. Who pays the cess? Is the consumer. When the consumer pays all this cess, it only adds up to the rate of inflation that goes up. So overall what you see, whether it's the fuel price, whether it's the cesses, and the cess, sir, remember, it's got nothing to do with the states. In fact, whatever is earned from the cess is earned directly by the central government and not shared by the with the states at all. So all this is revenue to the center. If inflation is going up today, it's going up because of these measures, for which the central government and the central government alone is responsible. And therefore, what needs to be done? It's an overall miserable situation. You heard many colleagues here speak of the rate of growth of unemployment in our country. The Honorable Minister for Commerce, who's not here now, she's gone on record, either here or in the other house, to say 1.35 lakh jobs have been created. How many youth join, sir, the job market every year? 1.3 crores. As against that, we have created 1.3 lakhs. 1%. 1% of the newly joining employment market youth. What about the backlog? With this level of unemployment, this sort of a price rise is actually killing the people. This is imposing greater and greater misery, and this is coming directly from the decisions of the central government. Yes, state government's culpability and what they have to do, all that is a separate matter. But now what I am here raising this issue because of the importance it is, as I said earlier, it's a life and death question for our people, is that the central government take measures to remedy this. If you're collecting so much of money for augmenting your revenues, 9 times increase in excise duties on petroleum products. If you're doing with all these cesses, to remedy this, what needs to be done, apart from giving relief to the people, to direct benefits, whatever that may be, what needs to be done immediately is that we must ban, and this is a point I've been raising, sir, you would be familiar a number of times, ban the forward trading and futures trading in all essential commodities. That is absolutely essential because speculation has taken over everything. Earlier it was rice, wheat, dal, pulses, everything, sugar, potatoes, all of them, they're in the speculation market. And we've done it once. In the last decade, once it was done. Essential commodities were kept out of the futures trading commodity exchange, and in 6 months the prices fell. But we are not learning from that experience. The central government has to do that, even if it goes against the interests of some traders, some middlemen. But for the interests of the people at large, this is a measure that needs to be done. Today, it's reached a situation where power has become is becoming a part of the speculation. You privatize power transmission. People who are transmitting, private transmitters of power, are not linking up to the grid. They're not linking up to the grid because of speculation on the pricing. And because of that, the country suffers power shortages. Now, this speculation has to be reined in. If you're serious about controlling inflation and providing some relief to the people, rein in the speculation, ban at least for some time, suspend all essential commodities from your commodity exchanges, future trading and forward trading. And that is absolutely essential. Honorable Minister is here, our old friend, very experienced, and I really would like to impress upon him through you to at least undertake this step, and you will see the results in 3 months. if you actually do this. The other point, sir, which is also, I think, very important for us to consider in this context, is that price rise or inflation, any economist will tell you, is a classic income redistribution measures. And inflation means the income is redistributed from the consumer to the producer. That is, the consumer pays more, the producer should earn more. And in economics theory, they'll tell you that this is the classic case in which you want to redistribute income from the poor to the rich. Now, such a redistribution is happening in our country when the economic inequalities are widening. You have 100 US dollar billionaires in India today, 100. India is shining for them. That India shining, 100 billion US dollar billionaires, they have an asset value amongst themselves, 100 individuals have an asset value among themselves of nearly between one third and one half of our country's GDP. And what does your 2011 census tell you, sir? 90% of the families in India, the bread earner earns less than 10,000 rupees a month. 90%. 2011 census, the figures have come out only a few months ago. This is the difference. And on top of this, inflation means further widening this gap, transferring income distribution from the poor to the rich. But in our country, there's an added thing. Classic economic theory won't explain this. It's not the producer who's gaining. It is the people who trade in between who are gaining the most. Take the example of your dal, sir. We are buying dal and we are issuing our farmer a minimum support price of rupees 50 paise per kg for dal. How much is it selling in the market? 120 rupees. At one point of time I took it. And how much are we paying to import the same dal to foreign farmers and foreign countries? 152 rupees. 152 rupees we are paying to imported dal, so that in the name of saying that we are providing it for our people, to our farmer you give only 50 rupees 50 paise, but in between you sell it at 120 rupees. Who is gaining? We are turning economic theory on its head. Here, inflation does not mean consumer suffers and the producer gains. Here, inflation means consumer suffers, producer suffers, the middleman gains. And it is this speculator in the middleman who is thriving at the expense of these policies that has to be curbed. And that, sir, is very important if you really want to address this issue of curtailing inflation. So I beseech, sir, the government through you, you have raised enough resources through all these cesses. You have raised more than enough resources through all these hikes in excise duties, etc. The governmental revenues are there. You're earning brownie points from international finance, saying that fiscal discipline is there in India, but at what cost? If fiscal discipline at the cost of our people, is that the price we pay? Economic development, after all, sir, economic development, after all, is not only GDP growth rates. It's the quality of life of our people. And that quality of our life of our people, what does this government's own economic enterprises survey tell you?
When
That
GDP
if,
rises, when GDP rises, quality of life should improve, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
When GDP rises, quality of life should improve.
Not automatic, sir. Not at all automatic. Not at all. On the contrary, that's what I'm trying to explain. GDP grows 100 US dollar billionaires.
Okay.
GDP grows more, it'll be 150 US dollar billionaires. Shining India. And then you have a suffering India.
There is a trickle-down theory.
You see,
Trickle-down theory. Trickle-down theory.
I'm sorry, sir?
Trickle-down theory.
Trickle-down. Sir, the law of gravity does not apply in economic theory. Nothing trickles down, sir. If there's anything, it's a trickle up and that is the price rise
That is
that
what
we are
you
talking
said,
about.
like-
It
reversed.
defies the laws of gravity. And that is why, so what I'm here to say is, if this has to be curtailed,
Okay.
I'm concluding, sir. If this has to be curtailed, sir, the government will seriously have to address this question of curbing speculation, ban your trading in essential commodities, and on the other hand, stop these cesses, these excise duty hikes, and thereby provide relief to the people and ensure a proper MSP. Sir, remember, final point. Not final, no, one more point. The point, if agriculture growth grows up by 1%, your overall GDP grows by more than 0.7%. And your industry goes by more than 0.5%. 1%. India is a rural farmer-based economy even today. If you forget that, you are forgetting the essence of what India is, and thereby these sort of effects will come. So finally, last point,
Okay.
I'm glad this discussion has been initiated. I have a colleague from West Bengal, whose assembly, state assembly, twice they tried to discuss this issue on price rise, and it was not allowed by the state government there. But anyway, I'm glad that it's come up here.
Okay.
And I hope this
All right.
message will go there. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Sri, thank you very much.